Let me find that Gojo real quick. I hope you can hear me. Hi, whoever's here. How's it going? Good, you can hear me. Uh, Cars and Smith. I'm gonna just Smith. Cars and Smith. How's it going? I'm just trying to get. I'm getting everything started. So, or just getting started. How's it going, Twixel Lachey? How's it going? Be getting started here in a second. All right, so Doraemon. I don't know who that is. Is that a? I want to say that feels like a what's the word I'm like? Digimon. I'm probably wrong, but I want to say it's like a Digimon. That sounds like a Digimon. Digimon, digital monsters. Oh, please do. Please check out my other lives or my other videos. I've got quite a bit of stuff. Um, I've swapped over to doing more lives and long format video. Um, so shorts and stuff. Like I have a short of the Gojo from start to finish, but I've kind of started doing where I'm doing more lives and stuff now, as opposed to the short. But welcome to the channel, and like I said, if well, I haven't said it, but if you guys like what I'm doing, please give me a subscribe. And uh, once I get to 5,000 subscribers, I'm doing a giveaway, probably of that size. And then 10,000, I might do something about this size. I don't know yet. It's a little ways away, though. No, Ziggy, you cannot get up here right this second. Hello there, Alistair Belinda or Belinda. Alistair, how's it going? Should I call you Alistair or Belinda since your name is there? Also, you you got it right the other day on your comment, Belinda, but I tried to comment and tell you to do it outside of there so I could pin the comment, but it you never did, or I guess you maybe not seen it. Um, so you didn't get the pinned comment on how many paint or markers I used the other day on that one, but you did get it right. So thank you, I appreciate that. I just did a Nezuko and a Tanjiro Monday, and then yesterday, Amazing Digital Circus. I did that on Friday. I did a bunch of Invincible stuff. This is way too big, so I gotta. Aw, I'm sorry. I I'm sorry. Stupid phones, stupid technologies. I tell you what, Belinda, remember 101 for a different pinned comment when. Hello, Ezra. How's it going? Welcome back. Right now, I'm drawing to dude from Jujutsu Kaisen, the demon cursed king version of. His name is Yuri. I don't remember his damn name. Pink haired guy from Jujutsu Kaisen that also is the bad guy from Jujutsu Kaisen. I couldn't think of his name. I can't think of his name right offhand. It's in the comments, or it's in the pin thing. Um, yes, that's who. Yuji. Sukuna and Yuji. Yes. Yes. Hello, Luna. How you doing? Yep, there's Guillaume. My little Guillaume. And then, like, there's a Husker up here, too. I've never watched Jujutsu Kaisen either, so forgive me. I don't know much about the show other than it exists and seems to be pretty damn popular right now. I've heard it is. I need to. Hmm. That's a good question. Something you guys don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty open. Pretty open book. So, um, shit, I really don't know ASMR or ASMR. Although if you have questions, feel free to ask. I'll answer within, reason of it's not bad or it's nothing bad or anything. On the 18th, I'm doing my sketch vault on the 18th. I think it is. But I could do it maybe draw a striker the day before or the day after. Hold on, let's see. I have a quest. So all right, hold on, Belinda. Yeah. I've watched Dragon Ball, Demon Slayer. I was talking to somebody about Tenchi Muyo today. Um, a lot of different animes. Most scared I've ever been was, I don't know. Um, Anything and everything, to be honest with you, for drawing. Drawing wise, like anything and everything. I have a huge list of ideas or like fandom stuff that I like. So, um, all right, I got to do it this way because I got to look real quick. Where's my can't of course type sort by newest. Anyway, Belinda, I think I can draw a striker, but it'll probably be the day or day before or day after. Um, Backgrounds ASMR. My favorite anime is Dragon Ball. Probably you should watch it. I plan on watching it at some point. I just like I said I have yet to actually like watch it or sit down and make the time to do it. Um, and that's all it is. Is you okay, Ziggy. Well, I threw it. It's that way. Go find it. It's over there, Ziggy. It's that way. Threw it. I threw it. I threw it. Ziggy. See? See it? Go. Okay. Here's this one. Here's this one. There you go. Um, somebody. Yeah. I've watched Inuyasha years and years ago. Uh, my favorite drawing right now. Um, Probably the one I did yesterday. The two I did yesterday. The Demon Slayer ones I did yesterday. Actually. Where did they go? Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yes, Ziggy is my puppy. He's my dog or my dumbass doggo puppy. Ziggy Stardust or Ziggy Stardusto doggo, and then his middle name is Inosuke. Huh. Also, my puppy is deaf, so like I have to use hand signals. We use hand signals for him to get to tell him to do things like sit, look over here, do this, do that kind of stuff. And then he knows his name is this is his name, Ziggy. And then like if we want him to sit, it's Ziggy sit. Oh, and somebody said something about the Funko Pop. By the way, it's Josh Allen from the Buffalo Bills because I'm a Bills fan. Um, so if anybody cares to know, I like football. And I'm a Bills fan, so and if anybody wants to know like why I'm a Bills fan, it's because I lived. My family is from Buffalo area, Niagara Falls, New York, And if you're not a Bills fan out there, people look at you really, really weird. And so it was just kind of ingrained into me to be a Bills fan as an adult too. But I've converted my girlfriend Crystal into a Bills fan as well. I made a monster out of her in that aspect. Ziggy. Okay, fine. Okay, come on. Come on. Ugh. Here, guys. Let me show you Ziggy real quick. Because he's being a demandy ass. So, Ziggy. That's my puppy. Hi, Ziggy. Yep, see? This is Ziggy. He likes to sit in my lap while I work and paint and draw, and then sometimes he annoys me while he does it because he bumps my arm or he licks me or whatever, because he's a dog and, yeah. But he just turned 6 months on the 22nd, so he's a 6-month-old golden doodle, supposed to be a golden doodle, but he looks more like a little mini retriever than he does any kind of poodle in him, so... But he's a good puppy. And just the biggest problem, like I said, with him being deaf and stuff is like trying to get his attention. We're going to get him a collar that vibrates and buzzes. Come on, you got to get behind me now. That vibrates and vibrates on his neck so that we can call him from a distance and stuff. We don't let him off his leash and anything and run without us being around or in a yard or anything. But he, so yeah, he just, we want to be able to take him places and let him run and have fun. So we're going to get him a little vibrate collar so that we can call him and let him know, hey man, yeah, it's time to come back or whatever. Funny story on Ziggy is we got him to celebrate me hitting 3,000 subscribers, 3,000 views on here on YouTube. So, and he was also because being deaf, we got him free actually too. So that's even better. He is. He's very, very adorable. He's my little buddy too. He's my little buddy. He loves Crystal and everything, and he loves his brothers, our cats too. But he is my little man, like my little buddy, when it comes to what are you doing, Dad? What are you doing, Dad? So, and for the most part, he's quiet, which is I think the best part about him is he doesn't bark at all the damn noises outside and stuff because he doesn't hear them. As far as he's concerned, outside doesn't exist until he goes out there. My oldest dog, I think she just turned 9. She's a Rottweiler and she's so sweet. Oh, well, start working now with commands. Do the verbal commands. So if you tell her to sit, come up with a sit signal. So for Ziggy, it's Ziggy sit. Ziggy, here, let me do it without the glove so you can see. Ziggy sit, and he'll sit. You can do it with regular hearing dogs too, as an added thing to help out with the teaching them. And so yeah, that's cool though. Rottweilers are cool. They're big, dumb dogs sometimes though, in the best way. The most lovable, dumb dog in the best way. I had a neighbor that had one, and she was her name was Roxy, And Roxy was probably like 100 and something pounds a dog, and she liked to chase old ladies that walked around our neighborhood. Not really chase them, but like go up and like growl and bark at them and stuff. And she's a giant dog, so she would scare people and or scare these women. And all she wanted to do was just say hi, pretty much. But she was a big old puppy, man. Yeah, she was a giant puppy, and even though she was 100 and something pounds, and I'm sure if she was more of an inside dog, she'd be one of those puppies that's sitting in your lap 98% of the time, no matter if she's 100 and something pounds or not. I'm sure your 9-year-old Rottweiler is like that, a big, big puppy. Almost every Rottweiler I have ever met, honestly, is like the biggest lap dog, baby puppy thing in the world. Like it's for being such a big dog and like supposedly scary in most cases. That those are always like really funny little or Rottweilers are always funny dogs. Rocky, he's massive. I bet they're massive. Rottweilers only, that's it. They're just massive dogs in their own right anyway. And like I said, everyone I've ever met, especially well, good ones, because there's always bad dogs, and not because of the dog, but because of people wise, being assholes and ruining it, um, and all. But like, for the most part, every Rottweiler I've ever met is just a big baby. Just a big baby. Great Danes too. Great Danes are usually the same. They're like a big dumb puppy baby, and no matter how big they are, they're just a big dumb puppy. And I love it. I'm not a big fan of big dogs as much, just because, like, for me to have, um, I've always liked little dogs. I was a Chihuahua fan for the longest time, and Crystal and I looked at a couple Chihuahua puppies and stuff, but they were all like, they were okay, and all like nothing. There was nothing wrong with them or anything. It just none of them were right. They didn't have the right. None of them fit right with me or Crystal, really. So um, we don't have a Chihuahua, and then we met Ziggy in the weirdest way. So we go to the store, pet store, dog store near. We go to a couple. We used to go to a couple different ones to look around at dogs and puppies and stuff. And the one we went into a lot. We were looking at another, like an actual poodle. What's my favorite dog breed? Chihuahua is my favorite dog breed. Um, we were looking at an actual like little poodle, and we're sitting there, we're like hanging out with this poodle in the little room to see if we like her or not. And she was cute. She was all black and she was fluffy, and just a lot of a cool dog, right? But she was very loud and yappy, and we didn't want like a loud yappy dog because we live in an apartment, and neighbors and things like that. But so we didn't really want a loud dog, so we were like, no, not her. And we walked out of the room that they let you sit and like play with the puppy in, and we walk out and we see Ziggy. And Ziggy is doing he's doing a little of everything, man. He's like running around his little kennel, he's making some noises. He's just actively happy. And I look up at him, he looks up at me, and I asked the lady, I was like, what's the deal with this guy? What's his deal? And she's like, oh, well, he's deaf. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Well, what's his deal? You know, what is he? What type of dog is he? Da 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 da. And Crystal and I are like, you know, we want to see him. We would like to meet him. And we talked, like, before the lady even told us that he was free or anything, we were really interested in him. And then we go to the back room and we start playing with him. And the lady comes back and she's like, listen, I talked to my manager and stuff. And if you want, you can have him for free. Um, oh, I don't like horses. Judge me all you want, but I do not like horses. Yeah, I don't like horses. I'm not a fan of horses. I got bit by one when I was a kid, and I just don't like them since then. I don't trust them. Um, but back to the Ziggy story. So we get Ziggy from the kennel, or so we're sitting there with Ziggy at you know like talking to him and playing with him, and the lady's like, you know, he's free if you guys want him, but you know he's deaf and there's no health cover health whatever their like health policy thing is for their puppy stuff. Like we didn't get it because of him being deaf. So we're like, oh, okay, cool. Where do we sign? What do we do? And we took him his little butt home in November because we woke up that Saturday morning. I hit 3,000 views on. Oh, see you later, Belinda. I hope you have, or I hope you love the horse, though. I'm not a fan of horses. Like I said, I got bit by one when I was a kid, and ever since then, I've not trusted them. I've rode horses and stuff since then. I'm just not a fan. And I hope that didn't offend you or anything, but just yeah, just not a fan of horses. They're giant dogs, and at the end of the day, horses are just like giant dogs and stuff. But it's I'm just not a fan of them. And they're pretty and everything, but I don't want to be around them. One of the cool things about living out here in Las Vegas, though, is we've got wild burro and wild horses out here that you can go out and see and stuff. Crystal and I have gone out a few times and drove around out in the desert and got to see them and stuff. You're not allowed to touch them. You're not allowed to like do anything with them, but you can stop and look at them, you know, like in the car. And we've done that a few times. We've seen a couple burro, which are like the donkey, you know, and out and about different places out here in Las Vegas. And I gotta say, man, the burro out here, like the donkeys, some of them, man, are pretty. Like they are pretty colors. And then other ones out here are they've had hard lives. You know, they've we saw one day up in on Mount Charleston, me and Crystal, and like that poor donkey looked like it had seen some war and stuff, man. Like it was rough. I can't get his damn ear right. Sakuna, or whatever his name is. Yeah. Well, 11:40 or 14:15 means I got about. That mouth is perfect, but it needs to be at about here. It depends on the size. So usually around 3, 4 hours. So it's something like this size. It took me about 3 hours to do Nezuko. About 3 hours to do the Tanjiro. But also like sometimes that size takes me about 3 hours. Anywhere from like 2 to 3 hours, depending. Usually. The sketching and the actual drawing it out doesn't take me as long as the color part, though. Coloring takes me the longest out of any of it. Um, and that's usually because, like, I spend more time on the coloring part than I do the drawing, usually, if that makes more sense. And I write it down. I write all my time down. So except for these lives, I just go by what's the YouTube, how long my video was for the particular live. A lot of times. So, um, but yeah, usually about 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours. On average is about 2 hours. Uh, oh yeah, yeah, anywhere from like 2 to 3 hours though. Some of my smaller stuff, like the 4x4s, take me 20, 30 minutes. Like this, I think took me like 30 or 40 minutes to do the that size, and then like I've got some small 4x4 canvases that are that same thing, about 4 hours. Um, yeah, we're gonna. Don't like all of that. His head's shaped weird, and also the angle's weird, so I'm having some trouble. Welcome back. Welcome back. I did have a weird comment like last night that uh, I thought was kind of funny because especially since they deleted it, since they made the comment, or the person deleted it. it's talking about my Nezuko painting and my Tanjiro painting and how my perspective is all off and how I need to do this. But all other than that, it's a good painting. And you know, some other stuff like that. And I'm like, but it started off with sorry to criticize, but so I put sorry to criticize, but then don't, and then thank you, uh, because like what you do in your art and what people think you should do in your art are two different things. The only way that like what they would have to say would more matter to me is if he was paying me for a commission and he didn't like what I did or something. But like commenting just negative comments to be an asshole is kind of well, asshole. But like I said, they deleted the comment, so I think that's kind of funny. Um, but it's always Demon Slayer, man. Always Demon Slayer that people decide that they want to be like shitty about how I do something or art wise. And I don't get it. I don't mind criticism. I don't mind you telling me you don't like something. I don't mind any of that. But the part that I do tend to have issues with is where people, you're not an artist, you don't do art, you don't even have anything posted on your YouTube or your TikTok or your Facebook or your Instagram or whatever, you know, medium it is. You have zero art, you have zero anything on there. Um, is this a loop now? What do you mean loop? Did it freeze? Oh no. Okay. I don't know what was going on. Is this on loop now? I don't know what you're talking about, Ezra. What do you mean loop? But yeah, it's always Demon Slayer people that like decide to comment and be negative about something. And I don't understand that one yet. I haven't figured out why Demon Slayer fans think that they need to tell me I'm not the Madonka or Daka of, you know, Demon Slayer and stuff. Like, well, you're not doing it right. Well, I'm not the artist. Well, I am an artist, but I am my artist. It's my version of whatever, you know. I still don't know what you mean, Ezra, by is it on a loop now? I believe whoever's watching this thing too, this might be on a loop. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what the loop is. What are you talking about, loop? Again, I'm not sure what we're talking about, so yeah, no idea what the loop thing is, so I don't know if that means I'm look like I'm doing, or like it froze like I'm looping or something. What are we talking about? I'm so confused. I am so confused on what is happening. Yeah, I'm so confused. That one, I want that picture. Where is that picture? So I can do that one later. Or something like that, anyway. Yep, again, I have no idea what we're talking about, so. I'm lost. Okay, so it's just going to be something like this. Yeah. All right. Do, 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 do. Bark, bark, bark. I like whatever that is, Smith. That's that they look like ducks, but I know they're not. Like all right, so let's get this right now, so I don't screw it up. So what do you guys think so far? This is on a 9 by 12 canvas like the Nezuko and the Tanjiro are. All right. That's not quite. That's I'm not quite sure what it is. It looks very small. It's like people, I can tell, but I can't tell what the people are. Hold on. Let me pull it up a different way. Okay, cool. It's like a little white person, a little white guy, white girl, white people and black people. Neat. Oh, two men kissing. Okay. Ah, white guy, black guy. Okay, yeah. All right. Neat. Two men kissing this emoji. I like the emojis. I always forget about emojis, to be honest with you. Um, I hate doing like these type symbol stuff like this sometimes. I always feel like I'm gonna get like killed by the comments. You didn't do it quite right. There's not. Da, 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 da. It's one of the reasons I was afraid to do like the Hashiras from, not Hashiras, shit, the demons from Upper Moons, because their eyes, they all say Upper Moon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or Lower Moon, and I was kind of terrified to get the kanji right for it. Well, my puppy is my puppy. He's a weird little guy, man. I'm telling you. But for being deaf and being, having his little bit of issue that he has because of being deaf and whatever, he's very, very smart. He learns very, very quick. Um, so that's always a good thing. Yep. Very smart puppy. He is a very smart puppy. Um, Especially with the fact that he can't hear and like I said, doing the sign language and then him being able to pick up on it as quickly as he did. Because like, you tell a dog sit and you show him sit and sit, 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 and that verbal command becomes out there or is there, but as the reinforcement. But with Ziggy, didn't have it. What is with the X's? Ah. So yay, 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 or no, no, no. Actually, let's see. I need to. No, wrong button. Wrong button. Wow, he is very, very smart. The best thing about him, like I said, in my opinion, is just the fact that he picks up so quickly on things. Striker. I gotta look up Striker. Also, I have a. Where's my pinned comment? Sorry. Yeah, we're doing it on the 18th, right? What's this? March 18th. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I was trying to find out when I had something scheduled that I was going to do because Belinda asked me about, about doing a striker. So your name. Do not eat my hair, Ziggy. Oh, so this is so when I start putting the paint marker on, it doesn't bleed the hello, Wild Ezra. So it doesn't, the graphite and the lead doesn't bleed into and root and mess up my paint marker. And hello, Ezra. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. So this is my kneaded eraser, like, and you can just rip it apart, and it erases, and it cleans out the smooth line or a lot of the excess stuff or excess off of here. So so guys, keep track of how many markers I use, because I always ask it in a live or whatever for a pinned comment how many markers were used on each canvas or each painting. So I don't know how many on Gojo because it was something I started after that, but like the Tanjiro and the Nezuko, I have on my thing, or on the short for it. If you answer how many total markers for both of them, I'll pin your comment for both paintings. I have one for each of them, like how many for Nezuko, how many for Tanjiro, and it's two different numbers for both of them. So, but total wise, well, one so far. Yep. And welcome back, Ezra. Like I said, what was the loop comment thing a minute ago? I don't understand. I didn't understand that. Was something freeze up on your side? Oh, thank you. I did Demon Slayer yesterday, so I'm on a little bit of an anime kick and stuff that's not cute. So, what's up, Reaper? Unfortunately, I'm gonna be shutting my live down here in about 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes or so, because I gotta go pick up Crystal for lunch. But as soon as I get back from lunch, I will get started back on doing this. I need, what's this fucker's name? Yeah, it is blue, right? Okay. Yeah, we'll do this color blue. Ooh, Darth Vader. Yes, you did. Thank you. Oh, well, like I said, it'll be about. I'm going to lunch a little late with Crystal today, so no, about 150, 140, 145 my time. I'll be going back online. I'll come back on live and finish this. So just be there waiting. And as for D1, yes, here you go, D1. This is what I did Monday. Yeah, I'll go back live after I get back from lunch. Also, so let me zoom this out real quick. Maybe. Sorry. Here, let me do it this way. Maybe it'll work. Ceiling fan. No, not so much. So, how do you guys think I should display this? This way, or have them where they're like facing each other somewhat? Because that looks more like a versus. This looks like, back to back stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. And I also have a whole bunch of 5x7 Demon Slayer characters. I have one collage of Demon Slayer. I put Demon Slayer on. Let me show you this one real quick. I like facing each other, and it works both ways. So I agree. But yeah, I also have this one. That one's called Rage. Selfie. Nifty. And then all of those, that whole stack is Demon Slayer right there. So, but yeah. Oh yeah, I've got a whole bunch of has-been stuff as well. I love has-been. So like, yeah, big has-been fans here in my household. My girlfriend loves Nifty, and I'm a huge Alistair fan. So, and in fact, next month we are going to go. Not next month, April. We're going to go meet them, or some of them, some of the cast anyway. We're going to go meet. The one I really am looking forward to be honest with you, more so than anyone else, is Kimiko Glenn, the voice actress for Nifty. I'm stupidly excited to meet her. Even though Nifty is my girlfriend Crystal's favorite character, I don't know why. I'm just really excited about meeting Kimiko Glenn. Maybe it's because she likes some stuff on my TikTok or whatever. I don't know. But I'm really excited about meeting her. And I'm not sure what we're going to call this one, Reaper, if you're still in here. But he's friend-shaped, but not friend. Yeah, he's friend-shaped, but not a friend. So, yeah, anti-friend shaped. Yeah, because he's friend-shaped and he is a friend, but this makes him not a friend. I guess that's his bad guy face, right? Again, I don't know since I haven't watched the show, but I do know that from what I read, he's both the hero and the villain. So, pretty interesting. That's actually a really cool concept for the anime overall. Is that he's both villain and good guy all mixed into one. So that's interesting. We almost did a conquest today, another conquest, but since I just did all that invincible stuff, I wanted to do a little something different. So, but I found a conquest today, and it's because of Jag. I want to paint this one, so it may be on the list. It might be. I don't know. I don't know if it's what I'm going to do for the sketch vault, but the sketch vault is going to be on the 18th, and it's going to be Invincible and St. Patrick's Day type themed, unless somebody else has any ideas, because that's the only ideas I've gotten so far. That or Daredevil, and Daredevil's a little harder to try to find good references for. Do what? Wild. If I do what, you'll sub. All right, I'm gonna have to go and here in a minute. So I'm not sure what you meant. Hi, cats. I'm about to sign off. Unfortunately, cats. Wild though. Omni-Man, Alan, Conquest, Mark, Omni-Man. So, okay, Google, shut the alarm off. But come back in about an hour and a half, cats, and I'm gonna finish up. I'll be back on live. Crystal and I are going to lunch a little later today than normal because of her work stuff. So, but I'll be back online here in about an hour and a half or so. So glad I got another one of these markers yesterday. Yeah. All right. Good night, cats. Hope you sleep well. See you later, guys. And I'll be back in about an hour and a half hour. And let me know what you guys think so far. Talk to you later. Bye.